I think what happens, though, is I've had to understand how to agree to disagree without being upset. And that's the thing.
Monique isn't holding back on her accusations, and right now, Katt Williams is her #1 target. Well, get this, Monique is backing up Katt and saying that allegedly, Kevin Hart is in the shady business of sacrificing his fellow black comedians from throwing his colleagues under the bus to stabbing them in the back. Kevin is fast becoming the most notorious man in the entertainment industry. And Monique isn't having any of it, as she decided to go in guns blazing. Hey, I'm Katt, and welcome back to Rumor Has It.
That people up. I say, we tell the truth, nigga. That's what about me and that little giant mother.
Now, I'm sure y'all know that Kevin Hart has been taking a whole lot of heat for quite some time now. Remember the Katt Williams interview on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay? That was literally all the internet talked about for weeks. Sure, Kev wasn't the only one whom Katt threw under the bus, but Kev made more headlines than all the other names Katt mentioned. And the fact that both comedians had kind of always been at each other's throats is probably the reason for that. We're talking about a feud that goes way back, like 2014 back, with both parties regularly taking jabs at each other during interviews or online. And just when you thought their feud was over, Katt comes out of nowhere with an absolute bang. So on the Sharpe show, Katt actually implies that Kevin isn't a good enough comedian. You know, the kind who's just not capable of hosting a sold-out show. He said, in 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show. They're being lined for him, ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. Yikes. That's harsh. And he didn't even end there. Katt continued to bear right into him, even going as far as saying most of Kevin Hart's movie roles have been offered to him first.
For a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk, that all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it shit out? And then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual, because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem. And then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was. And acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard, but, yeah.
Yeah, Katt wasn't holding back one bit, and the ever-beautiful Monique might have just taken a couple of pages out of Katt's confidence book. Following Katt Williams' jaw-dropping interview on Sharpe's Club Shay Shay, Monique actually decided to run it back one more time. You know, turn heads just like Katt did. While Kevin Hart may not have been Monique's primary focus during her time on the show, he still got his fair share of scrutiny though. She accused the actor of not keeping to his word. At least she didn't call him a bad comedian. Monique alleged that after appearing on Kev's podcast, he offered to partner with her to executively produce any project she wanted. Pretty generous offer, given that Monique kinda had struggles of her own. However, turns out that Kevin's little offer was just empty promises. According to Monique, she tried taking the comedian up on his offer, but Hart made it pretty clear that he didn't want anything to do with her. And what's worse is that Monique claimed that Hart didn't even respect her enough to do this himself. Yep, instead, Hart allegedly used his manager Dave Becky to blow her off, with Monique stating that Dave told her team Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique. Talk about zero subtlety. And get this, Monique said it didn't even end there. According to the Oscar-winning actress, Hart blamed it all on a miscommunication, but even after that, she still hasn't heard from him in over 2 you'd expect from a beloved guy like Kevin Hart, huh? Well, Monique might be a woman scorned, but she still gave Kevin some credit for supporting her when her family's backs were up against the wall. I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, here you go. We're forever grateful for that. So yeah, Kev's not all bad. As we said earlier, Monique wasn't just here for Kevin Hart though. In fact, Kevin might have just been the least of it. The actress also took some pretty heavy shots at others like Tiffany Haddish and even Oprah Winfrey. Throughout the interview, she argued she hasn't been given the same opportunities in Hollywood as she probably would have if she were white, and that she's actually been targeted for past comments she's made along these same lines. If I was a white woman, my name would be Melissa McCarthy. Same track record. A 5-year sitcom in syndication. Same track record. The opportunities are not the same, she stated. At another point in this 3-hour-long convo, Monique straight up came for Tiffany Haddish's head for a remark the Night School star made about her manager and husband, Sydney Hicks, back in 2018. In another interview with GQ, Haddish got pretty vocal about Monique's call for a boycott of Netflix, saying, "My business run different than her business. I don't live her life. I don't have that husband of hers." Not a really nice thing to say, and Monique made sure to fire back using Haddish's past DUIs to make her case.
And
Those of you who might not know, Haddish was arrested for a DUI back in November. That served as her second arrest in just as many years after her name came up in a lawsuit alleging sexual abuse of a minor back in 2022. These allegations came as a result of a sketch the Girls Trip star said was intended to be comedic, but ended up being just the opposite of that. And even though the lawsuit has been dismissed for a while now, the internet never forgets. And talking about people firing back, Kevin Hart has yet to do so, which might just mean they aren't mere claims. There may actually just be some truth to it. So we'll just have to wait and find out. When Katt came for Kev earlier in the year, the actor actually responded and even used the moment to promote his latest Netflix film. Like they always say, there is no such thing as bad publicity. So Hart took to X to get some things off of his chest. Like they always say, there is no such thing as bad publicity. So Hart took to X to get some things off his chest. Gotta get that anger up out ya, champ. It's honestly sad, Hart wrote. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer to my next film, Lift, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. Talk about killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So yeah, if Kevin Hart deems it worthy, he might just respond. But till then, what's next for Monique? Well, her explosive interview and the guts it took to do such a thing earned her a new BFF. Any takers? Yep, you guessed right, Katt freaking Williams. And both comedians are pretty much just getting started, as they'll be hitting the road together for Katt's Dark Matter tour. You thought both comedians had already done enough damage, well wait until they both team up. This, however, isn't their first rodeo together. Not too long ago, they both paired up to do a comedy show, and have been pretty tight since then. But this tour is more than just getting a few laughs. This tour will be about exposing Kevin Hart for what they claim is his mistreatment of black comedians. Mark and Tori are also attached to the tour, so now they're 4 chests with a lot of stress and secrets to unload. And what's interesting is most of them are aiming at the same targets. Yikes. Well, this is all definitely not going away that easy. So you might just want to brace yourselves for what's coming in the following months. While many people feel that Monique and Katt have crossed some lines, you can't shake the feeling that there might just be some truth to all of this. And if there is, then what does that say about the industry? Well, shedding some light on all of it is without a doubt a very important step to take towards a more diverse and equal entertainment industry. But hey, that's all from us. Now it's your turn. What do you think about Monique and Katt's little Avengers Assemble moment here? Do you also think everything they said about Kevin Hart is true? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. We love reading your thoughts, and remember to subscribe for the latest on the gossip, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!